The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
AMP2.TV presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on AMP2.TV. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday, and welcome to another edition of Tell Us Your Biz. My name is Steve-O, and I'll be your host this evening. Tell Us Your Biz is a show that we bring on our local businesses to come in and tell us all about who they are, what they do, and how we can utilize their resources. Right now, I'm sitting with Mr. Nick Wittick. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Good evening, sir. Mr. Nick runs Hey Mr. DJ Entertainment. Nick is a DJ, entertainer, as well as a limo company. I've had the honor and privilege to work with him several different times. A-plus company. Actually, we used him on a personal level not too long ago. It was great service. It was an awesome limo ride, and I can't say more enough about it. 5-star. So what we want to do, Nick, first of all, we want to sit there and say welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And let's start off with how long you've been in the business.
Over 10 years. I've been in the business. I've been DJing for a while. Been in the limo business for about 5 years, 5 to 6 years.
Okay, are you from South Florida originally?
I was born in Jamaica. I lived in New York for a little bit, and then I moved to Florida.
New York.
I love the weather, man.
Yeah, you can't beat the weather. So what do you specialize in? So you've been doing DJing obviously a lot longer.
Yes.
So let's cut this in half. So DJing, you've done, I'm assuming, weddings, sweet 16s, bar mitzvahs.
I don't consider myself as a DJ. I consider myself as an entertainer because I like to get people on the dance floor.
Why don't you tell the audience, what do you feel the difference is between a DJ and an entertainer? Now, I know that answer because I run my own, but let's tell the audience, what's the difference?
Anyone could press play or put a record on, but I mean, if an entertainer feels the crowd, it's like a performance. You're getting people moving, you're feeling their energy, like just having them move on the dance floor, and it's a lot of energy, and there's a lot of like feeling for us. You feel good to make people move. That's what an entertainer does.
Right.
Anyone could do a wedding and put play and go to the next song. That's boring for me. I want to get the crowd pumping, and I want to get them going. I want to make them have a good time.
Well, it's funny because I always say that. A lot of people, I want to know how to DJ. I want to learn DJ. Teaching the DJ skill per se is easy.
Yeah.
Let's just say not to undermine what we do, but the skill itself, as far as mixing music together,
you gotta have personality.
However, I think the biggest portion is, number one, to emphasize what you were saying. First of all, you need to know how to read a crowd.
Yeah.
In order to do that, you need to know how and what music to play to what genre. You're sitting in a room full of 60, 70-year-old people. Do you know what to play? What would you start playing? And, what would they respond to? So it goes in, I'm glad that you brought that topic up because it does go further more than just pressing play.
Yeah. Because anyone could DJ, man. Anyone could DJ. It's just, you got to have a personality and connection with people.
Walk us through an event. So a client comes in. Now, you have an office, correct?
Yeah, I have an office in West Palm.
What's the address of the office?
It's 3017 Exchange Court, C2.
Okay.
West Palm Beach 33409.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there for some time now. Pretty good location. So it motivates me. Motivates me.
Right. So walk us through. A bride calls you up. Hey, I'm looking for DJ services. Walk us through the process of how you walk your clients.
Usually, I try to get a feel of the bride to see, what crowd they're having, the ethnic background, Spanish, Jamaican, Haitian, you know, Caribbean, you know, Caucasian, whatever the background be. And my biggest question when I get off the phone with my bride, I said, "Hey, I got a big question for you." She said, "What's the question?" I said, "Do you like to dance?" You know, so of course you're going to get the number one answer is yes. You know, so I just want to make sure that my brides are comfortable, my groom is happy. I do different stuff with them, like I might have a dance off between the grooms and the bridesmaid, you know, just to make it a little fun for them, and we just have a lot of fun over here at Hey Mr. DJ.
Okay, so is there any certain venues that you're referred at? No, it's a big area, West Palm.
There's a big market, man.
So
I'll be honest with you, every event that I've done so far, I've been getting really good rating. I don't know if it's my time right now, but every event I've been doing is just like, I get so much love from the people.
Yeah,
like,
well, I just saw a video you just did Saturday. Now, Saturday night, you were in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I was at the Snooze Hotel.
Okay.
Rooftop.
The rooftop.
Yeah, it was on a rooftop wedding. It was cold at first. I'm not gonna lie.
In South Florida.
Yeah, it was kind of chill. It was on the beach. It was on the beach. The wind, and then I was kind of nervous at first because the cloud was kind of gray clouds out. But I mean, we had a good day. It was really nice. Turnout, the vibe was good. The energy was good. Everything was positive. So I can't complain.
Now, you do actually, obviously the formalities as far as introductions and, walking the bride and groom through the timeline of the event.
Yes.
Right? Planning of the event and stuff like that. I always tell my clients, our biggest competitors, per se, in our industry is, club DJs are a lot different than what me and you to do. A club DJ is great at mixing music and picking that dance music and everything else. You can't take that away from them. However, for what we do in a wedding, in a formal affair, the flow of a wedding, the flow of an event, even a Sweet 16 or a quinceanera, the flow of it, a club DJ won't know.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, they don't carry the insurance and the licenses that we carry to perform at all these venues. I emphasize that, to these clients all the time.
Plus, I think the difference with a club DJ, he don't really have to talk to anyone. We're mainly customer service, and we have to make sure there's a good outcome at the end of the night. Club DJ, he's DJing for people that he don't even know. He's not going to ever speak to it. He don't have to speak with them. But with the entertainment that we're in, with the weddings and stuff, we have to build a personal, relationship with our brides and grooms to make them feel comfortable.
Right. And to piggyback on that, I mean, a club DJ, they're not getting paid to the amount of people that's on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because people go to clubs, they're at the bar, they're at, hanging out and having a cigarette, whatever the case is, where the wedding is the engagement, right? Yeah. It's how we keep the engagement with the crowd. So, but you amped it up a little bit, and you added limos.
Yes,
to your services. So, what kind of limos do you have?
I have 2 limos right now. I want to grow my fleet before the year is over. Right now, I have a 6-passenger. It's a Cadillac DeVille. It's a pearl color with a black top, and then I have a 8 to 10 passenger, which I just it's beautiful. That's the one that actually took you out on the job. So
that's gorgeous.
Yeah. So it's an 8 to 10 passenger white on white, white top, white on bottom, upgraded interior. Have a bar on both sides. So we have a lot of fun. I worked some stuff out. Try to make sure my work is budgetable for people and give them high quality.
So now, if someone books your DJ service and your limo service, how does that happen?
I usually have a driver if I'm DJing, someone that I could trust, because they represent my company as well. So I have to make sure my number one thing with all my drivers, whoever drive for me for events, on time. On time is the most important thing. I'd rather my driver be there waiting than having the customer wait. Gotcha.
So is there any pictures on Facebook or anywhere that our viewers can sit there and see?
Yeah, I have a Facebook page. It's Nick, N-I-C-K, Whittick, W-H-I-T-T-I-C-K. You can check me out on my Facebook. Also, it links to my website as well. So you could just click on my Facebook and you can find my website as well, link to that.
Yeah, you want to check out those photos because the lighting and stuff that we were in, I mean, it was like a club inside the limo. So we didn't even want to get out of the limo.
Only thing we didn't have was a DJ.
Right, exactly. Well, there's 2 DJs in the limo at the time, but we were off duty because we had our wives. But anyway, so, you know, when I'm on the show, I used to run a show, Wedding Talk, over here.
Okay.
And a lot of my callers used to come in, and they love hearing stories.
Okay.
Right. So why don't you tell us a story? Share a story of you know, a wedding that is you'll always remember, and why.
I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of weddings like that.
No, I know.
You know, I can remember I did a wedding. It was closer. I went to this wedding blindside because I got hired through a third party, and I didn't know what to expect. They didn't give me any playlists. They didn't give me anything. You know, and the guy, the groomsmen, they was all like 6'5" and up, you know. So I was like, oh man, I got to make sure I'm doing a good job. So when they got into the wedding, they looked at me and they shook their head. They was like, oh man, I don't know if you got this kind of music we like, man. So as soon as they got on the dance floor, when it was time to get the party going, and he gave me one song, okay, it was the Luke Bryan song, "Take Me Home Tonight," and then. So I played some more stuff like Luke Bryan and some Colt Ford and a bunch, you know, Georgia Line and all that stuff. And they was like, wow, how you know all this music? And I was like, don't worry, see, I told you I got you. You know. But after the wedding, they gave me so much respect. They was like, man, you did an amazing job because we didn't know you was gonna have our kind of music because we love country. You know, They told me they love country, but you know, great DJs like yourself always make sure all the DJs are taken care of because we share music and we make sure all the DJs in our circle have what, you know, we represent each other. So
absolutely,
you know, we make sure all of us guys have, you know, the music that we need for each event. So I mean, that was a good look, you know. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And then again, hence the reason why you hire a professional.
Yeah.
To understand feeling the crowd and how important that is. All right. How about a wedding story that you'll never forget but was on a bad note?
On a bad note. That one's kind of hard. I'm going to be honest with you. Because I'm just...
No bad experiences in him as the DJ?
I have no bad experiences. I'm not just saying that because we're on
let's
here.
Knock on wood.
But I've been getting a lot of love lately. And it's funny because after the events, and I look at my videos and I get the feedback from the clients, and I was like, damn, I can't believe I did that. Like, it's just so amazing, like, just the feel and the energy and the love people are giving me right now.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's so important. I emphasize to the brides, you know, when I get a phone call, and I'm sure you do the same thing because I've seen you in action. When we get a phone call from a bride, the first thing I try to sit there and tell them is they need to do their homework. Yeah. And, you know, they should do their homework on any vendor that they have. You know, look up the reviews and look at the Facebook and look at, you know, to see what they're getting involved in first.
The number one thing that I hear from a lot of brides, and then it turns into Bridezilla, okay? It's, oh, my friends has a friend that's a DJ or a family member, but they want to use a guy that's not a professional, you know, like me and yourself. So, but then I get the call back, hey, are you still available? You know, can you come over here and do this for me real quick? Or, you know, or can you please save the day? Or the DJ's on late, he's late, or he doesn't have the right equipment, or, you know, a lot of times. So you definitely need a professional, you know, sound DJ that's going to actually come and do your event the right way.
I'm going to share a famous quote that I always use. You got one chance to do it right.
Yep.
You know, this is your wedding day. And I always tell my bride and grooms, because we get that all the time. Yeah. My cousin, my uncle, a friend of a friend.
Of the family.
Friend of the family. They're a DJ. They're a photographer. And you're trusting your biggest day with a person that 99% of the time won't even be allowed to perform in the venue because they don't carry the insurance and the licenses that you need to carry to be
a part of the venue.
Approved for the venue. I can't tell you how many brides have, you know, I reached out to and, oh, no, a friend of the family's doing it and everything else. And then 2 weeks before the wedding, when they're submitted all the information. The venue says, I'm sorry,
He's not approved.
this guy is not approved. You need a professional DJ. And I get the phone call, and obviously I'm already booked. So to all the viewers out there, that's the most important thing. But, we're going to get back to that, the do's and the don'ts. I would love to share some do's and don'ts. If you want to call in at 888-565-1470. And right now, we'll be right back.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
You are listening to Tell Us Your Business, where our invited guests share all the knowledge of their business and how important it is what they do in our community. If you want to be part of the conversation, call into the show at 888-565-1470 and tell us what's on your mind. Now, back to Tell Us Your Business.
And welcome back. And we are here, Tell Us Your Biz. We are here with Mr. Nick from Hey Mr. DJ. And we were just about to get into, and I love sharing this with the brides, especially the brides, because brides get engaged, and the first thing they do is they run to things like the knot or wedding wire, because they want guidance. They want the do's and the don'ts. I've sat down with so many brides, and they've come with a printout that the knot supplies of the top 50 questions to ask your DJ. So from your experience, they've known mine, but your experience, share with you what do you feel some of the do's and the don'ts is when the bride is planning her wedding.
Number one thing that I think a bride should always do, like you said, research your DJ first. All right, if this is a guy that just, he's just playing music for his friends and he doesn't have any experience, then he would not know how to control a venue. Because, we got the first dance, the walk-in songs, the introducing the bridal party into the wedding. Also, you want to make sure the DJ have the clean versions to the songs that you don't want to offend anyone.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, you don't want to offend anyone. Because I do a lot of weddings that, the pastors, they sticking around for a little bit. Church people are there, different ethnic backgrounds. So I want to make sure I don't offend anyone. So I'm trying to make sure everything is clean version. Okay?
Yeah.
Also, make sure, what I always do is I always get a playlist from a bride. Her top 50 songs or her top 100 songs. Whatever she wants, it's her day. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I always get a do not playlist song. She if no one likes certain artists or some songs that brings back sad memories to her or anything like that, I make sure I don't want to play those songs.
Right. Oh, it's their second wedding and you play the old first dance.
You did. That's a good one right there.
But and I just want to chime in, brides, if any brides are listening, there's actually a cool app right now on iPhone. I don't know if you know about it, but it's called Song Planner. A lot of my brides call me up and I'm like, I always tell them I can help them out with any song they need as far as their formalities, except for the first dance. First dance should mean something between you and the fiance. But, parent dances and everything else. So there's an app called Song Planner, Nick.
Okay.
I don't know if you know about this, but, you could suggest it to your brides. If they have an iPhone, it's not on Android yet, but on iPhone, it's called Song Planner, and it tells you can click on Bridal Walk. What's the top 40 bridal songs that brides are walking down the aisle to?
Okay.
Dinner songs, cocktail hour songs, stuff like that. And it'll give them a little bit more, and they can click on it and listen to it right there.
Okay.
So, again, Song Planner on iPhone. So, again, collecting the information and what you were just saying, is key. as far as giving us a guideline. You know what I'm saying? As far as, like you just said, the do's and the don'ts, is play these songs, don't play these songs. And it gives us a guideline. But, you know, how important is it to you? Because I know it is to me. And I emphasize this to the bride, of being a professional, we need that wiggle room for creativity, right? And play the songs that we know work and that will keep the crowd motivated.
Yes. Also, number one thing that I like to do, listen to my brides. You know, you always want to listen to them, see what they got going on, see what, you know, their direction is going into. Also, you never want to make the bride upset on her day. Because when you make her upset on her day, then everything just falls apart. You know, and like you say, you don't want them to, that's their special day. You don't want them to remember that.
Right.
You know.
Well, I always position it as, this is their day, we work for them. You know. However, it's important that, you know, we chime in our professional opinion because of our experience. So, you know, for instance, I'll give you an example, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. You know, some brides are like, you know what, we want to do the introductions, first dance, and go right into the parent dances, so all the formalities are out of the way. Now, if that's what they want to do, I'm not going to argue with them. Of course, we're going to do it. I always I try to steer them away from that, only because, you know, you got to think of your guests. You know, your guests just got done sitting watching you get married. Now they watched you get introduced. They watched the first dance. You know, by the time you get to the parent dances, they're tired. They want, you know, it's boring to them.
You don't want to bore them.
You don't want to bore them, and you know what? They're waiting to eat, and you know, all the formalities should be in highlight. You know, and that's just again, professional opinion. We do what they want. We work for them. So, share some don'ts. How about some don'ts? What do you think the brides do that, you know, may make their life a little easier if they follow the guideline?
All right. There's one funny thing that happens to me at every wedding.
Okay.
There's this one aunt or uncle that tries to throw the whole format off. So every time I speak with my bride, I always say, please, I'm working for you that day. So if anyone else come up to me and try to change anything around, I'm going to point them right back to you. Okay? Because I like my brides to make sure that they're in the lead of everything. So they put that person in their place, like, hey, it's my wedding. You know, let's stay on course to this or course to that. Or sometime I might have that uncle that wants to play totally opposite music that we agreed on and change the whole format of everything. And then, you know, I don't want the wedding to go sideways. So, you know, always that one person that comes to the wedding, I always direct them back to the bride or the groom and say, hey, you got to speak with them first. Or even the planner. The planner helps me out with that as well.
Now, here at Tell Us Your Biz is a platform for you to shine your company.
Okay.
Now, in our business, there's DJs hundreds upon hundreds on every corner. What stands you out? What stands Hey Mr. DJ out versus the average DJ that's out there?
Well, the number one thing I can say that I do is I like to give really good satisfaction for my clients. So, I mean, I have the limousines right now. I do all the lighting. I do up lighting. I do dance floor lighting. My company is a small company, I'm be honest with you. So the number one thing that I can say that I present to a lot of my brides, even when I speak with them on the phone, I'm going to be the guy that's coming out to do the work for you. I'm not going to speak with you for 2, 3, 4 months and get all your music planned out and your whole, you know, schedule planned out for everything for your day, and then send somebody else out there to do my work for me.
And that's a great point because, you know, unfortunately in this business, so many DJ companies do that. You know, you sit down, you know, the big companies you sit down with, and you sit down with Mike, and then all of a sudden Paul shows up. So, you know, like, for instance, even in my company, I put the name of the performer down on the paper, who's actually coming out. If I'm unfortunately unable to sit there and attend, if I'm already booked somewhere else, and I put Nick has done events, Nick will reach out to them. You know, it's all about personal connection. You know, by the time we go and perform at a wedding, we become like family, you know, because we want to party too. You know, we get, you know, that's the great thing about our job, right? Because we party every weekend.
Yeah.
You know, during the week is where our hard work is, right? Is networking and meeting new people and appointments and stuff like that. But on the weekends, you know, how many people can say that they party on the weekend as they're living? So, What else? What else can we chime in as far as the limo service? So, is there a package that you sell? Now, not to talk pricing, but is that package like a DJ limo package?
Yeah, I do have. I'm actually running a package this month.
Okay.
If you call my office, the number is 561-507-4376. If you leave a text message or even a voicemail, and if you booked in the month of February, I could work out a really good package deal for you. That includes the DJ, lighting, and the limo service.
Okay, wow. So that's, and that's great. And, 82% of our brides are booking their events on their cell phones because they're booking it at their jobs during work. Yep. If you have employees, they're booking weddings on their cell phone. But so people like yourself that can offer several different services is huge, because instead of talking to 3 different vendors, they're talking to one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we only have, one more week of February?
So yeah, if they call me in the month of February before the month is the end of the month promotion I'm running, I could include the DJ, limo, and all the lighting. And also, Steve, I'm going to do something for you today.
Go ahead.
If they call me before the month is over, I'm going to give them a flat rate. I'm not charging per hour.
Okay. Well, you guys heard it here. Mr. Nick Whittick, it was a pleasure you being here. Again, what's your address of your office?
It's 3017 Exchange Court, West Palm Beach, Florida 33409, and the suite number is C2.
Guys, if you're looking for a professional, you're looking for someone that does it right, who's licensed, insured, and has that great attitude that they work for you, this is the guy to sit there and call. He's a good friend of mine. It was a great talking to you guys all out here. Tune in again next week. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
Thanks for having me.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.